again with the OnAir Podcast studio here in El Centro. We have a great treat for you today. This guy's a beautiful man. Can I say beautiful? Beautiful. He does a lot. He wears a lot of hats. He has one on right now. You know, it's rodeo themed, but you probably see him at IBC in the higher ed system, right? He's out there. He's a dean. He's a cowboy. He's involved with everything related to Brawley, Cattle Call. We'll touch on a lot of things that he does. But with no further ado, I'd like to present to you Victor, a.k.a. Chino Torres. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
It's a blessing to have
Thanks
you.
for having me here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Long stretch.
Yeah.
Feels like you're at home, huh? It's pretty comfy.
Yeah, I like the studio. I like the vibe here. Thank
right?
you.
With the exception of this large black object in front of us, but we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out, getting to know. We're going to have a casual conversation with Chino. I call him Chino. Is that okay? Victor. We'll go with
Absolutely.
Victor.
Chino. I prefer it.
All right. Soon to be doctor.
Very soon,
Right
I
on.
hope. Yes.
Yes. We'll touch on that and your higher ed, your pursuit for all the degrees that are possibly available to mankind.
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
Doing good so far. So we're here. We're going to talk to Victor. Many things to talk about. I'd like to just share how great of a man this guy's been with me, right? He's very instrumental with his ability to network. Whenever I have a question or concern, he's always quick to refer me to the right person to kind of pick their brain or whatnot. So he's very resourceful, and he does a lot in life. Maybe that's intro to let us know who you are. Right. You know, the most interesting man of the valley.
I don't know about that. I think I'm a close second to you, maybe.
As I like to use him as my the face to my brand for Coffee Bean, right? The most interesting man of coffee. So that's a little skit that we're working on. But yeah, let us know a little bit about yourself, personal or business related.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, Willie. I really appreciate the opportunity, the platform. What you guys are doing is pretty cool. I've seen some of your clips on social media, and it's pretty exciting. It's exciting to see that kind of bandwidth here in the Valley. So appreciate the studio, appreciate Swain Bros and OnAir Podcast, and you, of course.
Thank you.
It's good seeing you in the morning, although I didn't see you in the morning at the gym this morning. Were you there?
I wasn't there. I was missing in action. Yeah, I was rubbing Bengay.
There you go.
I was trying to recover.
Well, you know, it's hard to talk about yourself, but I'm going to try a little bit, give you a quick synopsis.
Gloss over it, and then we'll get into detail later.
Of me. You know, born and raised here in the Valley, kind of. I was born in Brawley. My parents then moved to Guadalajara, and we lived there for about 10 years. Unfortunately, my father was murdered before I was 10 years old, so we had to come back to the United States, and we settled in Westmorland, which is where I'm originally from. Proud to be a Westmorland road runners. Shout out to all my road runners. And then Brawley, of course. Went to Brawley High School. Graduated there in 1995. Was able to play some sports and be involved.
Yes, sir.
Developed a lot of friendships that I still have, you know, compas.
Oh, yeah. You got a very robust lineup.
Yeah.
Rosters deep. Friends and family.
And then through athletics, you know, was able to, like, move on to college and try to play a little sports in college. That didn't go so well, but eventually I got my education, my bachelor's at San Diego State, proud Aztec, you know.
Right on, same here.
So Roadrunner, Wildcat, Aztec, and then did my master's at Point Loma. And back at it with San Diego State to get my doctorate. I'm almost done, hopefully, in the next few months. But
on.
That's a little bit about me. Oldest of 7 kids. We're hardworking family, you know, good livelihood, good upbringing.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So many chapters in your life, and those that are not written yet, because you're a realtor as well. You do a lot of things, right? I don't know if you're
on
still
the side,
doing
right?
That's on the side. So, yeah, going back to your beginnings, right? Westmorland, I'll forget about this fun fact, but correct me if I'm wrong, but you were super young when you got into politics, right? How did that work out?
Yeah.
Westmorland. We'll start Westmorland. We'll move through.
So Westmorland, you know, I got back from college, and there was a couple slots open in the city council, and there was a guy by the name of Victor Sanchez, who I looked up as a mentor, and probably someone that I'm going to talk about, mentorship in men, because it's a big thing. I think it's more needed. Mm-hmm. Victor Sanchez Jr. and then another gentleman, Henry Graham, they kind of, you know, told me to planted the seed, the idea about running for city council. Back then, you know, I just did knocking on the doors to try to get elected, and it worked. And I ran against my cousin Bobby Fierro, who is probably way more popular than I am, and you know, has a bigger spirit, I would say. But he's and I ended up beating him slightly though, and not to throw shade on my cousin Bobby, but I got that spot on the city council. I think I was like 20-something, 22, 23.
That is.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
But that's my only stint of city politics. I am not a politician. I can tell you that for a fact. Yeah, I'm not into politics.
But you are a people person. You know how to carry yourself with a very diverse group of audience, right?
Yeah.
You know how to definitely assimilate and establish rapport.
Yeah, I've been blessed to have, you know, just the opportunities that have been granted, but also like people are my favorite thing to deal with, right?
Yeah.
People. So yeah, that's probably why, and it was a good experience. I developed a foundation and an understanding for city governments, but also like, you know, politics a little bit.
Right.
And I realized early on, especially in education, which is my line of work, my main line of work, you have to work with all sides. So it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're one side of the aisle or the other. You have to really stay grounded to who you are to be able to work on both sides of the aisle. Because let's face it, there's two aisles and right now, and it's so.
Yeah, exactly. So the more you do in life, the more wisdom you have. You've lived a lot. I've noticed that whatever you do, you put all your heart into it, and you try to achieve the most you can, right, in a brief moment in time. Whether it be Westmorland politics, right, the youngest to do it, to my experience out in Costa Rica. We'll touch on that later. But, we went to Costa Rica, a group of friends, right?
Yeah.
Our sisters. I'm saying, our wives are good
Our
friends.
wives.
So it was a big group of us. I don't know if you'll see a picture here in due time, but within a day, this guy, he's an alpha male. You let me know what a man is. What is a man?
No.
But this guy did a backflip off a catamaran, which is a boat. He surfed. He rode a horse, all in a matter of like half a day. I was like, and I was in my shell because I'm a small town guy. I'm not a risk taker.
I was trying to get you out of that show.
So you did, right? I was the last one to jump off the boat and get into the ocean. But yeah, so it rubbed off. Like I did things with you that I would never have because you kind of, you're that alpha male, man. You want to live life to the fullest.
You know,
right?
I don't see it as alpha. I just see it that you only get one shot in life and you want to try to make the best out of it. I think that's really what it's about.
Yep.
Making the best out of every opportunity. And so, you know, when I'm faced with something, I just really tried to do it head on. I have I shouldn't say that, but I have my favorite saying is dale gas.
Dale gas.
Like dale gas can mean all kinds of things, right? So go for it, like go at it, go head on, whatever, dale gas. So that's just how I live. I try to live my life in everything that I do. Sometimes it can get you in a little bit of trouble because you don't think before you do it, but you know, it's been good to it. But yeah, you know, and I apply that to pretty much everything I do because there's some things that I've done in my life that are questionable, but I'm sure that
you've graduated.
The experiences I wouldn't trade for, you know, for anything.
So dale gas, dale ganas. Other quotes that come to mind. Maybe someone who was motivational, inspirational in your life. Maybe your dad, maybe a tío, anybody that kind of stuck with you to try to emulate or whatnot.
I learned a lot in high school because I came here back from Mexico when I was 10 years old and I didn't know English, so I'm a English language learner, if you will. But I learned from sixth grade on to high school. I learned a lot in those years. And athletics helped me out a lot. So coaches, you know, thank you to all the coaches. Thank you to all the people that volunteer and all the people that work with youth. Because they have a platform that can really make a difference. I know they made a difference in my life. There was a guy by the name of, his name's Jesse James, believe it or not.
Jesse James.
And he was famous in Westmoreland, but just helped me out. I used to play soccer for Dynamo, and my mom couldn't afford cleats or stuff like that, and that Jesse James would just buy the stuff for me, give me rides to El Centro for practice and all this other stuff. So that was cool. But you asked about a quote or really something that stood out. It was funny, and it sounds cliche, but we used to get T-shirts in football that said, "If it's to be, it's up to me."
Okay.
And that just stands out as like, something. Of course, there's no I in team and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But if it's to be, it's up to me. And I say that because what stands out is that you're in charge of your own destiny. Like if you want something, you got to go after it. You got to get after it and work as hard as you can to do it. You learn more from failure than you do from successes. So that's been kind of my mantra. But I could say that for whatever success I've had, I've probably had more failures to
that's
do
where
that.
you learn the most, right?
Yep.
And the hardships, where there's a pressure applied, that's when there's fruits eventually that'll be bared. But you mentioned high school, football. It was a long-lasting, positive influence, or I should say, mark that it left with you. Maybe the gridiron, whatever it's called, the brotherhood, network of friends that you built there that still are very, very close to you, right? So work-life balance is something that's always talked about, but also family life. You're a family man, and you have a very solid group of friends that you still talk to. How do you manage that?
I do. So I've been fortunate, like the friendships that I've developed over the years, even going back from like my best friend in elementary in Guadalajara, I'm still friends with him. But just the people that I surrounded myself were just good people, and somebody that I think all people should consider is like, you are who you hang out with. My mom used to say that in Spanish.
Right.
Dime con quién te juntas y te diré quién eres.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I've been all of the above. I've been a party animal. I've been trying to be a scholar and trying to be a professional, a little hustler, those kinds of things. Trying to be a cowboy. So those to me are the foundations of friendships. Like, you surround yourself with good people that are gonna make an impact in your life, or that you can make an impact in their life, and making sure that you take care of those folks. I have a lot of good. I know a lot of people, but I have really a close circle of friends that I know I can rely on, and so fortunate, to have those compas that are have your back. And I always tell them, I don't have your back, I have your front, because I'll be there before you get there. So that's just it. Again. Surrounding yourself with role models, people that you look up to, people that you can learn from. I think it's important.
Exactly. So some people carry themselves in a way that prevent them from lending a hand, because they think, what's in it for me? They want to see some monetary gain or some return, right, initially. But you're the kind of guy that helps out at no cost. But it comes back, right? It's called karma. It's just something where, like, you're building a network of good people that you've helped. So at the end of it all, you're in a good place the more people you know. So that you're a networker. You're very good at that. That's why you're successful at a lot of things that you do, right? What's the power of networking? What do you think about that word?
Yeah, well, I think, I'm not in the business of making money. I'm in the real business of helping people achieve their dream. That's one thing in my daily work life, right? Don't get me wrong, I like to make money. But when you're limited on time, it's just hard to do that. Like, my hat's off to all the entrepreneurs. My hat's off to you. I know you work really hard to try to achieve your dreams. But I know I found out a long time ago that one of my strong suits is really helping people, and I think that's why I'm in education. My pay sometimes is, I was just last night, we went to the line dancing over at, Station West.
Station West,
and
out there,
it was really fun. We went with a couple friends, and
good place.
To run into students of mine that are doing good work in the community, and they'll say, thank you, thank you for what you did, or whatever. That's really worth the trouble. That sometimes that's how it pays. It doesn't translate always into money. Education, it pays the bills, but it's not something that you're gonna eventually, or I guess get rich off, get wealthy off. But it's been a good career for me, and something that I'm proud of to have that career.
You do a lot for Imperial Valley College. Imperial Valley College, the Desert Warriors is the actual new branding, right, for the school. So Could you just kind of share with us in general what you do out there, what your title is, and kind of, you mentioned you're doing grant writing now, so maybe just kind of touch on a couple of things.
So I've been blessed to work at IVC for now, I think going on 10 years. I started off there as the Dean of Student Affairs. And then in my time, if you remember, prior to that, I was with Imperial Unified School District. We started working with something called Early College Credit or Dual Enrollment. And so I was the liaison for the high school district. And there was a job, my current title is Associate Dean of Workforce Development and Non-Traditional Instruction. But we really I work with the great dean and, of course, the president that had a vision on early college credit and dual enrollment. So we do that. We work. I still have like 1 foot in the door at K-12, 1 foot in the door at community college.
Yeah.
And then we do workforce stuff. So we try to funnel not only funding, but also like employment opportunities for the Valley. So
Lithium, right? Curriculum building.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
all that stuff, work with. We have awesome faculty. I'm gonna plug this in because I don't think people know, but I hope you all know Imperial Valley College was named the 2023 Aspen College of the Year, right?
Nation, right? Yeah.
Award-winning college. We tied with Amarillo, Texas, which is we're awardees, if you will. The grand prize was $1 million, so we share that with them. But I think it's important to say that to win that title out of over 1,200 community colleges in the nation, it says something about the jewel that we have here at Imperial Valley College. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, before I started at IVC, I didn't have the perception. I had probably even a negative perception. But when I jumped on the ranks of IVC, I felt like they do so many things for so many students and the community. There's a reason when there's a community in the title, because it belongs to the community, really does. I think Dr. Lenore Johnson has had a vision for that, making it a community college for all. We have some cool initiatives happening at IVC coming up. Of course, besides the programs that I've been able to oversee, but some programs with Efrain Silva under his leadership. The LIFT program with lithium coming in, and we were gearing up for those industries coming in. There's been a lot of work. We have a bachelor's. I don't know if the community knows that, but we have an approved bachelor's.
That's beautiful.
A bachelor's of industrial automation, which is a 4-year degree at a community college. So a lot of folks don't know that in the community, right?
When is that rolling out, or it's already?
Expected fall 2027. Yeah. I think that's probably a logical timeline. But, folks are going to be able to get a bachelor's degree.
It is about big industry and automation, right? So it makes sense.
Yeah.
That degree is definitely going to be in demand. Yeah.
And I think there's a wide opportunity, too, for not only expanding, like, early college credit, the bachelor's programs, different delivery of curriculum. Like, I know we have an 8-week course schedule format that all the stakeholders at IVC are working to try to figure out and see if we could provide more access with that.
Yes.
But, adult learners, like non-credit, we have a huge population of potential there that can benefit from those classes. I think that's going to be really cool to see IVC expand all those services to those folks that could benefit from non-credit or adult learning. And then, we do a lot of great things already that I think we can continue to do and figure out these new initiatives and provide better service.
Definitely. Some bullet points from a bird's eye, right? Because I'm a part-time instructor
at
OIVC. Thank you so much for all the opportunities. Whenever you feed me a class, I'm willing to teach. So you probably see me on campus from time to time for business courses.
That's
business
the plug-in.
So it's just amazing what you guys do. In the nursing program, we all know it's possibly the best nursing program out there. Business, also solid, right? A lot of students end up achieving a lot. You mentioned you want to have stories, of former students and what they've achieved in life. Like, there's stories to be told, right? Business, especially because I was a business major student, transferred to San Diego State. But also, I see that you guys are not just focusing in on the traditional degree programs, but also offering programs to, folks that are possibly overlooked, like the prison population, right?
That's right.
The homeless or those that are struggling or have barriers to housing. There's a system there. There's a lot of little golden nuggets that people don't know about. Maybe you want to touch on a couple of those. The STEM program.
Everybody, first of all, deserves an opportunity to be educated. There are some folks that have different circumstances, right? You mentioned foster youth, homeless. Again, IVC sees the problem and they try to find a solution. We have a housing unit, the tiny homes, the Lotus Living. That was a pretty cool project. Yeah. And then now we have a partnership with San Diego State where there are housing units in San Diego State, Calexico.
I've heard. Yes.
Designated for IVC students and also for San Diego State students. A really cool. Obviously, our biggest transfer option is San Diego State, so it makes perfect sense for us to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these programs, again, they're designed to meet the needs of somebody, right? So if you, wherever avenue you're at, I can almost guarantee that IVC has a spot for you. And so, we have awesome faculty, awesome administration, the leadership, the board. The board is in unison of like how they want to enhance our community. And so that's really cool to see all those things kind of jive, right?
Definitely. You have some good people working for IVC because, like you say, you figure out what the problem is and you try to provide a solution. That's the best way to live life.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution is difficult, but if you address it, you'll move on and you'll grow from it. Same thing with business. You got to be able to pivot. Well, it's Mother's Day soon, right? When is it, Sunday? You've told me a lot of beautiful things about your father, right?
Yeah.
How great of a man he was and still is because he lives in you.
Yeah.
Maybe share some words to the population here of who your dad is or was to you and your mom too. Throw out a shout out to your mama.
Yeah, no, actually, so I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast that my dad was murdered, and unfortunately, I used to be ashamed to say things like this because of the upbringing, but it was because it wasn't a good situation for him, and just involved in the wrong things, and so that's cause and effect of those things, right? But my mom, I might get emotional on this, so I don't know,
what
man.
I was hoping for. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. We'll get emotional. We'll edit it.
Like my mom really raised us to the best. She had 7 kids, but also took care of other family members. I'll tell you something. I would not be in any way, shape, or form who I am, what I stand for without my mom's blessing. She's so good. If you think I'm good at helping people, my mom takes the cake on that.
Yeah.
So, seriously, she's just a very loving person. Shout out to La Paloma, my mom who's in Phoenix. I mentioned, not to try to get personal, but right now our family's struggling. My sister had a stroke, and so all of our families trying to be united and helping us because my mom is essentially disabled, so somebody has to take care of her. But my mom was awesome. My mom was like me times 10 because she was an entrepreneur. She was a hustler. She was like, a parent at the same time, busy, just really, really impactful, not only to our family, our nucleus, but to our extended family, to friends, all kinds of family members. Everybody knows her as La Paloma. She's just awesome. I think it's a good time to say to all the moms right now, Mother's Day is coming up. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day weekend and you enjoy yourselves and people spoil you. And I'm going to try to spoil the mothers in my life. I have a beautiful wife who's an awesome mom.
Yes.
Our kids are lucky to have them. I know you have a beautiful wife who's an awesome mom too. And it's really the main, I think, when you don't have a parent growing up, it might give you a certain different circumstance that's not ideal. But when you have the other parents step up and really just do the best they can, you can't blame them for anything. In fact, I'm blessed because of the circumstance, and so I know all my brothers and sisters feel the same way. And all my cousins, extended family, because she was just awesome, man. She still is awesome. She's just the person that can light up a room when she comes in. Yeah. We just celebrated. I think there might be a picture on there. We just celebrated her 75th birthday, And she's still going. There she is.
There she is. There she
La
is.
Paloma.
Yeah,
And
there's
those
some
are all my siblings, right?
Beautiful. Yeah, we're showing pictures, but after the convo, we're gonna go ahead and focus in on the screen there, so we can just talk about the pictures. But thank you for sharing that, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Brawley is deep rooted, right? Whenever I go to Brawley, it's like a time capsule. You got kids playing on the streets, playing tag football. You got the grandma cooking for a bunch of people in the 90s, right? So I have a good friend Juan out there, it's a mutual friend of yours because you played ball with Mark Myers and a group of guys, right? During the Brawley High Brawl, you were part of it in '95 or whatnot. I'm not sure who threw the punch first. Maybe you threw it. Maybe it was you.
I can't confirm or deny that. There is some video footage on there, but
yeah. So it's deep, right? It runs deep.
The rivalry. I'm moving forward to ball game,
sure.
but I've been fortunate to work at every high school in the county, and the students at every high school are awesome, man. I've had so many wonderful experiences to have little nuggets at each high school because of the work that I do. Brawley is a special place, obviously, for me for growing up. Again, I mentioned playing football. It was just. It's a different thing. If you ever played in the bell game, it's like it's something. I know you guys done a documentary, but I dare you to do something at Brawley, brother, because there's also some history there and some deep rooted history on Brawley and tradition and values. The grit of Brawley. I got lucky because I'm a mix of a road runner and a wildcat, and we have a little bit of an edge, I think. Again, our Westmorland folks, we're little, we're tiny, but small but mighty kind of a thing.
Right,
so you develop a little bit of a different grit.
Yeah,
that helped me, in high school and dealing with the pressures of not having a dad present, my mom sometimes not being present, but for other reasons. So Brawley, I get to come back now for Brawley. I think it's on the screen here, but now I'm giving back in a way that I never thought I could ever give back, and that's being involved with the rodeo. Like the Brawley Cattle Call Rodeo, man, it's the largest event
for the valley.
In the valley, in my opinion.
And it's a shame I haven't been to it. I'm going this year.
I can't believe that you haven't been here. And for all the viewers,
shame on me.
If you haven't been to Brawley Cattle Call Rodeo, I hope you make it this year. We're celebrating the 70th edition of Brawley Cattle Call Rodeo. 70 years. Shout out to all the folks that volunteer, the rodeo committee. Like they are, some of them folks have been there for a while, and there's a deep rooted tradition in Brawley Cattle Call Rodeo. Famous cowboys, cowgirls come into town, and the best in the world sometimes, NFR qualifiers, and the production team flying you rodeo. Some of the things that are brought in are awesome.
Yep.
Just level one caliber. Like, honestly, I've been fortunate. This will be my second year as a committee member. Super blessed to be in that capacity. I don't know how I got in there, but I tell people I'm like a cockroach. You give me a corner, and I'm going in there, full steam ahead. Right. But yeah, it's tied. It's really tied to what I love and who I am. I love horses. I love the Western style, hence the cowboy, the boots. It's what I wanted to be when you grow up. Somebody said, they say a comment in the professional setting. They say, you want to dress for the position that you want to have, right? So folks dress in suits and they want to be presidents. I dress like a cowboy because that's what I want to be, man. Like that, I just want to be. Eventually, in my third phase of life in retirement, I'm going to be a full-time cowboy, man.
So you have participated. I don't know if you roped down some calves or
no,
whatnot.
I do.
Look at these pictures here.
Yeah,
that's you right there, buddy.
I do something called team penning and sorting. I'm not very good at it, to be honest with you, but
just to mount the horse, it's pretty hard to do.
But yeah, it's been super fun learning.
Yeah,
I probably, I would say, seriously riding like penning and sorting, like 6-7 years. I grew up, if we want to go backtrack a little bit, summers going to a place called Tecuala, Nayarit, which is where my mom's side of the family's from. And my uncle, his name was Joaquin, I would show up and he would give me a horse, a rifle, a slingshot, cantinflora, I don't know what you call it, but a water bottle basically, and
yes.
we would set out to tend the cows in the fields at the edge of town in a little rural area there.
Okay. Yeah.
And I loved it, and I fell in love with horses. Obviously, being in the States, horses can be pretty expensive. So growing up, I couldn't afford it. When I got my first like professional paycheck, I said, I'm going to buy a horse.
Right. There's a horse there. This next
that's
picture.
my daughter's horse.
Yeah, you gifted her a horse. I saw that video. Beautiful,
that was a while back.
Yeah.
Blessed to having been gifted a horse to gift to her.
Yeah. Now you have two or three? How many horses?
We have 3 here.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That's been pretty cool. Like being involved in all things horse related. I'd say I'm like green broke, as they call it in the horse world. Like I'm not a professional by any means. I love learning. I need a lot more. I'm like a kindergarten when it comes to horses, but it's super fun to do it. It's a lifestyle. I think that it's starting to come back.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people are. I think the cowboy way is cool. You know, folks are. I saw yesterday. You know, there was at the line dancing. There was a lot of people wearing boots, wearing cowboy hats, and like
West,
having
right?
a good time. Yeah,
definitely.
It was really fun.
It's a good culture to be part of.
Yeah,
and
if it's who I am, if it's my lifestyle, you know.
So we'll touch on, some businesses that have sponsored the event. It takes a lot, right? A lot of people to get these events up and running and the financing part of it, right? Maybe you want to plug a couple of businesses that that are always actively involved with.
Yeah, well, I mean, from the top of my head, RDO Equipment, Mechanics Bank has been the Brandt family and all of their companies that do some of that work. Ormat, there's just too many to name. The folks, the folks, and I'm going to mention the names because I think it honors them and the work that they've done. If you don't mind, I'd like to mention the names of the committee. Let's see if at the top of my head, Carson Kalin, Danny Williams, Kurt Rutherford, Robin Williams, Cassandra Costa, Donna Alford, and myself, yours, Chino Torres. That committee is, handles all things related to the rodeo, and it's a year-long planning stuff. It's like it's a really, like I said, to me, it's the best event in the Valley. The fact that you haven't gone says that you're from Central, probably. No, I'm just kidding. Valley-wide, baby. There's a market for everybody. And we have 3 shows, one on Friday night at 7, one on Saturday at 7, and then on Sunday night is usually at 1 o'clock.
You got to help a brother out. Tell me what to wear, man. How to talk. Do I have to practice my yeehaw?
We're going to do something called Fit Check this year, and we're going to check your cowboy outfits. And
give me some brands, bro. If I shop for some Jordache or Wranglers, I'm not even sure where to start, dude.
I got you.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
So the cowboy life is pretty impressive. Give me a yeehaw.
I don't do yeehaw, bro.
Or the Spanish version, you don't sing?
Even worse, you hear my voice?
All right, we'll pass on that one.
You got to keep it cool, man, when you're a cowboy.
Right. Yeah, I got some American Eagle low-cut bell bottoms.
Oh, there you go.
Will that work?
I would say you would fail the fit check for that, man.
Low-cut bell bottoms, baby.
You need some boot cut. Jeans with some nice boots and a nice belt.
Because quite honestly, it's like never going to a gym. People fear walking into the gym for the first time. Same thing with Cattle Call. I've never pertained to that culture or that experience. So I'm always thinking to myself, should I go? Should I not go? How do I dress? What am I going to expect? So fear of the unknown, right?
You should definitely go. You should definitely go, and boots are not required. Okay,
you can wear some.
A lot of people show up. It gets cold that night, so if you want to wear shorts, that's at your own risk. But it's a fun environment. First of all, it's entertaining.
Okay.
It's again, you got the best production company, the Flying Roo Rodeo. You got we're the best committee. And then you got the best athletes and performers with the best stock. The stock is the animals. We pay tribute to the animals because they're so connected, the rider and the animal. Right. And so it's the formula that's been working for 70 years at the Brawley Cattle Call, man. And I can't believe that I get to be a part of this organization and organizing the 70th Cattle Call Rodeo. To me, a lot of folks don't understand the committee. We just don't put the rodeo on. We do a lot of the upkeep at Brawley, the Cattle Call, the park. It's a public park that the committee is in charge with maintaining that.
Yeah.
So all of the funds that come out of Brawley Cattle Call Rodeo go to enhancing the park and making that park better for the city of Brawley. But the invitation to all of the county residents, far and beyond the county, come to Brawley Cattle Call. It's usually Veterans Weekend, like first, second weekend of, I don't know the exact dates. I think it's 11th through the 13th, if I remember correctly, November. Beautiful weather, everything's lined up, and awesome. It's a great time. And then to talk about the festivities that happened before Cattle Call, before that weekend, you got like the chili cook-off, the mariachi festival. You got everything for anyone, like the entire, whatever you're into, you can have. If you're a foodie, if you like adult beverages, if you like, being, dancing, mariachi, if you like eating, etc. There's a lot for people to do.
For all walks of life, everyone's welcome.
Absolutely.
Not just the cowboy or the one that wants to become one. It's literally for everybody. It's like the Midwinter Fair times 100.
I would say the fair is probably bigger than Cattle Call Rodeo, but
is that right?
Yeah, they do a lot. They do like 3 weeks.
But it
now
does go for 2, right? The Cattle Call, so it's 2 solid weekends of festivities.
Cattle Call is 1 weekend.
1 weekend, okay. 3 days, 2 days.
3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. Edit
Just
that, bro.
stay tuned for Cattle Call. It's going to be a great 70th
teaser
anniversary.
Damn trailer.
And then, again, everybody's welcome. Yeah. Get your tickets early. They usually go up for sale online. Go through our website. Okay. Just Google Brawley Cattle Call. Be careful with scammers. But they usually go on sale like September 2nd, 3rd, más o menos right there. Yeah.
Right on.
But
so,
cool.
you do so much. You've had a personal gathering of family friends for many years also, right? You take over Chavelas or which restaurant?
We retired from that, man.
Okay.
We retired.
Too many years of doing that, huh?
We had a party every Friday of Cattle Call for many, many years. My boy Mario Llanos, shout out. Yes. Jesse Howdigi, who started it, all my friends, and then, Carlos and Abraham from Chavelas, that was our last stop. We had very successful, fun gatherings, man, where we would just bring in family and friends and have hundreds of people show up and have a good time. And that's what Cattle Call's about.
That's what it's about.
Having a good time, entertaining, doing some cowboy stuff.
Yeah, awesome, man. So I'll definitely be partaking in this year's Cattle Call.
Yeah, I can't wait.
For sure. Maybe become a vendor. I need to figure out how that works. Maybe
okay.
Just
talk to the committee members.
So I have a little note, what do you call it, cue card or whatnot? Brought to you by Coffee Bean Factory. Shameless plug. A little coffee shop in Imperial.
Yeah. So I think you filmed me one time saying I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I drink Coffee Bean Factory.
Beautiful. Yeah. One take Chino, man. We all have that nostalgic commercial from Dos Equis.
Yeah.
The most interesting man, right? But you wear a lot of hats, hence the cowboy hat, the dean hat when you go to graduations, and maybe no hat whenever you want to get a sunburn on that beautiful head of yours. But
you know what?
You wear a lot of hats.
The best hat, the best hat I have is being a husband to my wife and being a dad to my kids.
That's why you made sure we had some good images here.
Yeah, that's my most important hat. But
beautiful family you have. Yeah,
I've been just hats because what's coming to top of mind right now is like
get in. Yeah.
Some of the work that I've done, I have to credit like. My work is IVC. I love what I do. I also love being involved, and that's why you get a sense of my community involvement through, the Cattle Call. I've been a member of Rotary and some of the service clubs. I love the Moose, Elks. I'm still here waiting to hear from them. But another organization that I represent that I think is worth mentioning because it's part of who I am is Corazo Credit Union. Man, we just went through a rebranding. Before it was. First Imperial Credit Union, now it's Corazo. We're super fortunate. This is my shameless plug. Sorry, guys, but Corazo Credit Union is an awesome financial institution. I want to make a point. The reason I mention it is because I think one of the things our county lacks is financial literacy, and it's something that we need to start providing more and more and more to our youth and to our folks. We need it. If you know the metrics of our county, one of the highest unemployments, rates, one of the lowest educational attainment rates. Poverty is high here, but we really need to start teaching and making sure that students or any folks understand financial literacy. I wish I knew now what I knew then. I don't know how the saying goes. I wish I knew then what I know now. But to me, that's one of the most important things that we could do for the county.
Yeah.
Because we talk about jobs coming in, we talk about industry coming in, but if we can't take care of those finances and things and helping people become more efficient and sustainable with their stuff, giving people the ability to own, to have the dream and to pursue, to be business owners. I think my hat's off to entrepreneurs. Like, I just think if I could relive my life again, I'd probably be an entrepreneur. I don't know if I'd be very good at it, but because I don't like.
What's a risk taker? You're a risk taker, dude. You
but
all in. So
my hat's off to those folks because they really risk it on the line. Yeah. They create employment. They create opportunities. They create services which our valley desperately needs. Right. Good places to hang out, to eat, to get services. Those things I think are very, very courageous. And so I want to say that whoever's doing it out there, thank you for the community. Yeah. I know you're part of that. The people that I'm talking about, this place, this very own studio is part of that. So it should be something that we keep moving forward, right? That all of our folks know about. Yeah,
you've touched on financial literacy and investment-oriented talks that we don't have with our children, right? Especially here locally. We're Latinos, but there's a different ethnicities or whatnot, but primarily, I saw it within my household. My dad was just at retirement, and that was that, right? My employer's going to take care of me. Unbeknownst to him, back in 08 or 09, he made a quick move for a month or two, moved some money around, and he lost out like on 1/3 of his money, right? Never recouped. So we don't know what our options are. And I think I don't know much about investment, but now that I look at my dad and maybe other people's parents, they were like in survival mode. They had 2-3 jobs. They didn't have the luxury of like strategic planning, like a vision for the next 5-10 years. They were just living day to day. Whereas our generation, we're a little bit more financially stable. Our children are looking at us starting businesses and investing. So hopefully there is a change, right, within our culture here in the Valley. But it's like survival mode kind of tends to keep you tasking away down here. Yeah. Not being able to have the luxury of visualizing what's to come in 10, 20 years, right? Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give out my age, but I'm closing on 50, man. So
I'm right behind you, brother.
So I wish that I would have started a lot sooner, just because it's pretty evident. I mean, the sooner you start, the better off you are at the end of your career, or whenever you decide to disengage from the workplace, if you will. But yeah, I think it's important for kids to learn, for even us, even me. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and there's been failures, there's been successes, but I think that's one of the things that's gonna push, hopefully, the needle. Educational attainment, back to IVC, but anywhere, any type of, we live in like this world of social media that now kind of argues against education, and they have a point to a degree. Like you look at these posts about you don't need a college education, you're wasting time. In some areas, I believe wholeheartedly that that's the truth, and you don't need it. But I just look at it for folks that grew up like me. It's also an opportunity for you to have a foot in the door and open many doors. And so I push education, not because you need it, but because it also makes a difference. And I think that's the thing that we have to do, is educate more, advance our community more, bring in viable businesses that are going to thrive. Yep. And for all those, folks that support, keep supporting those businesses, because that's the only way it's going to happen. You and I have had many discussions about supporting and businesses in your coffee shop, for instance. I think folks need to just keep doing that. Keep supporting the small businesses or even the large businesses that are here. I don't take anything away from them, but making sure that we have sustainability in our county and like making sure that we have growth, making sure that people are earning a decent wage and decent living. There's respect, for our individuals in our county. I think they deserve it. We're a gritty county. Our folks are greedy. We live under harsh conditions. I tell people we live with 9 months of summer and 3 months of hell here in the valley. So like we have to deal with those things, and there's a lot of industry that can thrive here if we just do it right.
Yeah, there's a lot of large scale projects. We have lithium that we're all waiting for.
Yeah.
Controversial data center that a lot of people are on the fence about. Retail, we're having our first the food and beverage. We have Raising Cane's coming into Imperial. So that's the talk of the town right now. I think it's in about a week, the ribbon cutting.
Cool.
So yeah, we're attracting a lot of big business. Corporate coffee is here to stay, so you got to work with them, right, and alongside them. So they say business in general, is the competition is good to a certain extent. I remember Jaime from Burgers and Beer. I talked to him before Buffalo Wild Wings opened. What do you think about competition? I said, it's good. Bring it on. Yeah. People are going to start being programmed to go out and eat more often. So it's going to be good for me. So just because it's a competitor doesn't mean it's bad for you, right? But I going back to the topic of school, I see it as a safety net. So I myself wasn't really gung-ho about entrepreneurial spirit that I have now. I'm a late bloomer in many aspects. So it's a great way to lock in that 8 to 5 with the government, with the city, right? You understand what the requirements are when you graduate, and you have those. But you also should have that drive to do something while you're a college student, because my problem was I never got out there to talk to business owners. Right. Never did I start a business or think about starting one. Not until my master's degree did my last professor tell me start a business. And there I was calling my cousin Daniel from a print shop, Bourgeois. It was called El Dorado Printing. Let's make a t-shirt brand, bro. Like high school students do that, right? So I started a brand, but I made sure I trademarked it. I had a website. I contacted Bill Walton to be the face to my brand, an NBA Hall of Famer. Short-lived experience because I didn't really follow through with what I needed to do to network with these people, but not until my master's degree, bro. So it's kind of one of those where you definitely have to do a lot of things in college in order to be ready. So when you graduate, you are competitive. A lot of students are not ready with the soft skills, with the experience, but you got to get that while you're in college, I think. So
I think you get that all your life, bro. Yeah. I think we talked about learning from failures. Like that's why I say my hat's off to those folks that start businesses and sometimes it doesn't go well and they have to restructure, right, or reimagine things. That's an entrepreneurial mindset. Those folks have it. There are some folks like me. I think growing up the way I did and the need for stability is why I went into, education. Mm-hmm. But there has always been something in me that's been entrepreneurial, and that's how I approach my career, even in education. I always feel like I kind of own a business and I'm trying to grow it and provide quality service, I agree. Yeah.
Personal brand. That's what you have on lock, dude. You're real good at letting people know who you are, and you're achieving so much. You take big, bold steps in your career path, and that's a risk taker. You're an entrepreneur at heart.
Yeah, so and I've been fortunate to be given opportunities just opportunities that help me kind of be who I am and work the way I like to do. So my message to the youth is try everything, I think that's who I am, right? Try as much as you can. Dale gas, go forward. Go
be a yes man
build
for a
momentum.
woman for a minute, say yes.
If you have to, I mean, right? There's some great careers that are 8 to 5, there's some great industries that are 9 to 5, banking, financing. There's a lot of opportunity here in the county that I think if you become educated, I think that adds value to what you want. So I think there's a place for education, and you can never go wrong with having more education than not, right?
Exactly. I agree. Well, hey, you've covered it all. I had a couple of questions about some tips or golden nuggets you could give to youth at IVC, but you already touched on that. relationship building, being a family man, real estate. Man, you covered it all, bud. Do you want to share with us anything else or ask me a question or maybe the studio, our audience of one that you probably saw earlier?
No, I would say to the audience, dale gas. like that's it. That's all I can say. Like support folks in our county that I think folks like this studio, this podcast. I see things on social media like sprouting a lot. I think social media has influenced our youth. We, be honest with you, there's a good side and a bad side of social media. I think, like, you know, we try to, our kids trying to stay off of it, but for the wrong reasons, right? Obviously, you want to make sure that the wrong reasons are always addressed with youth. I think that's important. But of course, promotion and e-commerce and, you know, brand building and all of that stuff that comes with it, social media is extremely important because if we're being honest, this is a computer, this is our laptop, this is our two-way radios, this is everything that we need to communicate and to form a brand and form a or sell a product, right? I happen to sell education. I happen to sell, you know, I always say I'm in the business of helping people achieve their dreams,
right?
And just whatever you're in the business of, you can utilize those the resources, the tools, the skills. So I would just say that try everything.
Try everything, as long as it doesn't go against your moral compass.
Exactly.
Your values, whatever it may be, right?
If it goes against your moral compass, there's a price to pay in that, man, and somebody's gonna pay the price. So
right. Because we all operate differently, right?
That's
right.
We're
all individuals.
We're all.
But just go for it. Just do it. Like
dale gas.
Just do it. Dale gas.
Just do it. Yeah. I think just do it. Probably just translated dale gas.
Right. Yeah. You should tell Nike. You know,
right. I should get commission on that.
Yeah, for sure. Right cool. On. Appreciate it, Chino. I don't know if you want to zoom in on. Oh, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say thank you, and behind the camera, thank you, man, for giving me this platform, this opportunity. I love the Valley. I love the people here, and I love what you guys are doing. So
yeah, I love land. No, just kidding. I love the Valley as well. I love you, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Images. I don't know if you had the opportunity to take a look. We'll kind of look at the screen here, if you don't mind, for the last part of the segment.
Let's do it.
To see if there's anything
you want me to narrate the pictures?
Yeah. Right
First of all, shout out to the Desert Warriors, #1 college in the nation, Aspen Award winner.
Beautiful. We got our tech team here working out the kinks, but
let's see what that. Oh, that's our department, man. Strong economic and workforce development. We have an awesome team. They do a lot. Really blessed. That's our coffee shop.
Who's that weirdo in the middle? Yeah. We got Chris. He went to Westmorland as well.
Yeah, Chris is a Westmorland.
Chris, he's a good guy.
Mi familia, man. La Paloma. My brothers, my siblings. Everything I hold dear in my heart.
There's a guy with some glorious hair. Who is that?
Yeah, man. That's my younger brother. I get to do this, man, at the fair. It's awesome. We do the auction, help all the kids, all the supporters that come out, people that pay, money. Some homies. One of our good friends, David Shaw, right there, and the Cruz family, Victor Cruz. I spent a lot of time with him at the high school there. He's an AD. Of course, some colleagues at IVC, man. Education, my boy Enrique Lechuga, he's a great associate dean there at IVC.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah,
that's that, huh?
And that's a wrap.
We had a couple of Cattle Call pictures up earlier, I believe.
Yeah,
the rodeo picture. Oh, that's Costa Rica.
I wish I had hair. I wish I had surfer's hair, but that's Costa Rica. We didn't talk about Costa Rica that much.
You surfed I couldn't get up on the board. It's tough.
You lie. You were the first one on the board, and we caught that.
Zip lining?
We went with an awesome group of people. We had a great time. That's probably one of the most memorable trips I've ever taken.
Yeah, same here, man. It's great.
Costa Rica. We're gonna do it again, and that's me, man.
Yeah, there he is. La voz. La voz.
That's a famous Cattle Call Rodeo.
You're down here.
Yeah.
And they're all looking that way.
I'm trying to get something.
Your job there?
I'm trying to get something out of the herd. It's called team pinning. You get three cattle, three cows out with the same number. You put them on the other side of the arena.
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate everything that you do for the community. the images that we found last minute. This is
Yeah, this
natural.
was like a
like literally a couple
last
of
minute
minutes.
deal.
Yeah. So,
But it worked out, man.
It
I hope
was.
it worked out just as good. Hey, look at my extended family, some primas.
So what I took of this was it's important to keep family and friends near and establish relationships and just nurture them and just not being shy or avoiding opportunities. Right?
Yeah.
Getting out there and shaking hands. Just because you're in higher ed or you have an office position doesn't mean you can't risk. You can't go all in. You can't apply yourself and achieve something that's great. You know, so I appreciate your time, brother.
No, I appreciate you guys and having me. Dale gas.
Dale gas. Just do it. Nike. Pay the man. All right. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.